Will y'all keep in on Sunday nights? So they were started back at 6 early. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you had a test on that morning.
Greetings! Thrilled to see so many people here today. We actually have a lot of housekeeping stuff to go over, a lot of reminders. Before we do that, as luck would have it, got a joke for you. A woman, her bird was sick. Took the bird to the vet, and the vet said, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, your bird's going to die. There's really nothing we can do for your bird. But I'm not going to charge anything. I'm sorry, I can put her down if you want, but it's not going to be any charge. But your bird's going to die, nothing we can do." And the woman looked at him and said, "Well, I'm going to need a second opinion. Can I get a second opinion?" And I said, "Sure." So he whistled, and Labrador retriever came in, looked at the bird, looked at the doc, shook his head like this. And then the doc said, and the cat came in. Same thing. Looked at the bird, looked at the doc, looked at the vet, shook his head like this. Vet turns to the woman and says, "Well, that's going to be $150. $150? You said it was free. You weren't going to charge me anything." "Well, yeah, that was before the lab report and the CAT scan." All right. Now, housekeeping stuff. Okay, next week, no bridge. Okay, we are going to have a total class of newbies in here. Hopefully all these tables are going to be filled with people learning that there are 4 suits. Play goes clockwise, high card wins the trick, leads the next trick, so on and so forth. If any of you have ever felt insecure about your bridge game, you say, I really don't know how to play bridge. Okay, coming out next week would convince you that you are wrong. Okay, because we're going to have people who actually do not know how to sort their hand. Okay, how many of y'all remember your first week? Hands were raised. Okay, yeah. What do I do with this? So, because we're going to have lots of hand raises next week, if you want to come out and help, that'd be great. If not, 2 weeks from now, we've got 2 things going on. Okay, first of all, we've got a non-Life Master sectional that I'm going to be directing. Should be fun. It's going to be over at the Clarion. We're going to have games at 10:30 and 3 o'clock on Saturday. We are going to have a Swiss team game at 10:30 on Sunday. Love to have y'all come to any or all of that. With any tournament you play in, you are not required to play in all the sessions. Because I hear people say, "Well, I'd love to come to the tournament, but I can't play all weekend." That's fine. The reason that we have various sessions is if you want to drop by and play a single session, you can. If you have a pair for a Swiss team and are looking for a pair, let me know, because it is possible I'll be able to pair you up. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Is the Swiss team 2 sections of play, or how long?
Oh, it's going to be 2. It's going to go till about 10:30 till about 5:30. Okay, and the reason I know it's not going to go any later than 5:30 is because I'm going to be coming here to teach lesson number 1 of the new fall session, okay, of the friendly bridge. Okay, so we won't be going past 5:30 because I'm going to be teaching here 2 weeks from now. Good question. So We can accommodate a single session if you want to play. We've had people say I can play in the morning, but I can't play in the afternoon. We'll be able to work that out if you've got a team of 4 people like that. Other questions? Schedule, if it's not on the website, will be on the website shortly. That's housekeeping. Any questions, comments? I was really torn on what to teach today, okay? Because we've made it all the way through the Green Book. Y'all are graduates of the spring and summer session of Friendly Bridge. There are things that are kind of touched on in the Green Book, but I haven't mentioned them or hammered them in. So we're going to talk about an auction. Okay? Your partner opens 1 heart. You respond 1 spade. Your partner says 2 clubs, and it's your bid. Okay. First of all, are you allowed to pass 2 clubs? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's think. There's a reason we're doing this. Does your partner have a game forcing hand?
Yeah.
This guy, the person who bid 2 clubs. Does he have a game forcing hand? Does he have a hand where he has told you, partner, I want to be in game no matter what your hand looks like? No. Does he have a way to set up a game for us? Yeah. What could he have done to say, partner, I want to be in game? Could have been 3 clubs. 3 clubs. 3 clubs would have. It's one of those jump shift thingies. Okay. So he didn't do that. So let's go back to our first question. Am I allowed to pass 2 clubs? Okay. If you find that you have a hand that does not belong in game, and you are in a good place to play, pass is an option. So give me this.
But I didn't think you could pass the second suit.
Well, I can if it makes sense to.
Well, that kind of means he didn't like the hearts and the other, and vice versa. The other one didn't like the spades. Is that what that means? That 1 heart, 1 spade, now he bids 2 clubs? Is that what he's saying?
Well, what he's saying when he says 2 clubs is he probably doesn't have 6 hearts.
Okay.
He does not have 4 spades, and he probably isn't balanced. Because if he was balanced, he could have bid a no trump. Okay, so he doesn't have 6 hearts, doesn't have 4 spades, he probably isn't balanced. Because if he was balanced, he could have bid a no trump. Okay, does that make some sense? So I've got this hand. Do I have any interesting game opposite a hand that doesn't say I absolutely positively want to be in game?
No.
Oh. So, is there a good bid that I could make to tell my partner, we have sort of a club fit and we don't want to be in game? Pass is an excellent way to describe this hand to my partner. Okay, partner, we're in a good spot. If we weren't in a good spot, we may not have a good spot, by the way. Okay, it's possible we don't have a good spot. Anybody ever been dealt a hand where there are no good spots to play? Where there are no 8-card fits? Yeah. Where do you want to play those hands in general? No trump, because it's playing in a suit. Now this isn't one of those hands. Okay? So this is a hand where pass is an option. Now let's say that I have a hand that wants to invite game. How could I do that? not this hand, obviously. Just toss out some bids that are invitational bids. Say, partner, I've got 11 to 12 points. We're within a little bit of game. Look at your hand and do something intelligent.
Bid another suit.
Okay, bid another suit is a thought. We'll get back to that.
Two no trump.
Two no trump. Two no trump is a bid that is one below game. Okay, anytime I'm voluntarily bidding to one below game, that shows an invitational hand. 11 to 12 points if I'm a responder. Any other thoughts? Are there any other bids you can think of that are one below game? Three hearts. 3 hearts is one below game. Any other bids one below game? 3 spades is one below game. Okay? So if I have an invitational hand, I can bid 2 no trump, I can bid 3 hearts or 3 spades. Now 3 hearts would be, I've got 3 card heart support. Okay? 3 spades would be, I've got a 6 card spade suit, something that looks like this. Go with that. I'm not really thrilled with that Queen X of diamonds. It might not be pulling its full weight, but 3 spades will look something like this. How many spades has my partner guaranteed me? None. Anybody here played in a 6-0 fit before? Recently? Does it tend to go well? Not really. Okay? So that's the invitational hand with spades. Now, let's say that I've got this. I'm going to make you think for a bit. So, the auction's gone 1 heart, pass 1 spade, pass 2 clubs, pass, and it's my bid. Okay. I'm going to sit down while y'all think about this. Do I have a hand that wants to be in game? Yep, my partner's opened and I have opened the bidding as well. Do I know where we want to play? I want to play in spades. Okay, do we know how many spades my partner has? Okay, has anybody here ever played in a 6-0 fit? At the 4 level with a suit that looks like that. Okay, so it's possible that 4 spades, while it may be our most likely landing spot, is not going to be a good spot for us to play.
Your partner didn't bid 1 spade up there?
No, that's me. I bid 1 spade without.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah, that's me. My partner bid a heart, and I responded a spade. And then he bid 2 clubs. I said, yeah, no. So.
I don't think I've ever heard you say that before.
Well, why couldn't you say 3 spades and let your partner?
I could say 3 spades, but we just talked about this a bit. Anytime I bid no trump or bid a suit that's already been bid, I'm limiting my hand. I am not showing a game forcing hand. So 3 spades here would be invitational. 3 spades wouldn't be, I want to be in game. Don't pass. Whatever you do. Yes, sir. 3 no trump. Ah.
No.
Now that's a thought.
No one spit diamonds.
Now hold on, let me think about this. We bid clubs, we bid hearts, we bid spades.
We don't have diamonds.
What are they going to lead? Diamonds. And are we prepared for that? No. Okay, well, so while I like I want to be in game, 3-no might be the right spot. Okay? I want to find out whether 3-no is the right spot or not. Okay? If only there were a bid that I could make where I'm going to put up another hand. All right, let's look at the hand over here. Okay. Same auction, my partner opens the heart, I say a spade. Partner bids 2 clubs.
2 no trump, 3 no.
Well, do we have enough points for game? Do we have an 8-card major suit fit? Am I very confident that I can stop all the suits? Oh, I'm very confident. If my partner opened a heart, they aren't leading one of those. There's an unbid suit, and it's diamonds. Okay, and if they lead a diamond, they're leading into the jaws of my ace queen. So what do I bid with this hand? 3-no trump. Okay, 3-no trump it's a code. Okay, and it just about always means, partner, we have enough points for game. We don't have an 8-card major suit fit. Let's try to take 9 tricks in no trump. Okay? Which is what I do with this. Boy, I hope this works. We don't have a fit. We have enough points for game. Let's try 3 no trump. Now back to this hand. Okay? Can't do that. Now, do I have diamonds with this hand?
Yes.
I do. Did I need to bid diamonds with this hand? No. Are we ever playing this hand in diamonds? No. I am going to introduce you very briefly. And when I say very briefly, I'm not going to spend nearly as much time on this as it warrants. There is a convention called 4th suit forcing. Okay? 4th suit forcing. It's at the bottom of your convention card, down at on the right-hand column, down at the bottom. There's 2 ways to play it. Some people play it forcing 1 round. Some people play it forcing to game. I'd personally encourage you to play it forcing to game. It just makes things easier. Okay? But if I bid 2 diamonds here, I would encourage you not to play that as you've got hearts and clubs, I've got spades and diamonds. Let's fight. Okay? Let's figure out where we want to play. If you actually have diamonds stopped in an invitational hand, you can bid 2 no trump. Okay? If you have diamonds stopped in a hand that wants to be in a game, you can bid 3 no trump. But because your partner has 9 cards and hearts and clubs, it is very unlikely that you want to play this hand in diamonds. Okay, so I would encourage you to give up 2 diamonds to be a natural bid and give it an artificial meaning. It says, partner, I have some hand over here that wants to be in a game contract. Okay, start describing your hand to me. I'll start describing my hand to you, and let's figure out where we want to play. Does that make some sense? A little bit of sense. No. A little bit, because with this hand, I want to be in game. I don't know where we want to play. Well, let me make a change. Now I've got this hand. Wow, I've got clubs. I like clubs. I'm even better. I've got this. I've got a singleton diamond. My partner's bid hearts. He's bid clubs. I've got a good spade suit. I've got really good clubs. I don't know where we're going to play this hand, but I think it's going to be in a game contract. So with this hand, I'm going to bid 2 diamonds. 2 diamonds is an alertable bid. 2 diamonds does not say I have diamonds. 2 diamonds does not say anything about diamonds. 2 diamonds says I have some hand that wants to be in game. Okay? Ask me what kind of hand it is, and I'll tell you. Yes, sir.
So you're saying if you're playing fourth suit, forcing, you have to alert it?
Yes, because it's well, it's a conventional bid. When I bid diamonds and I don't have diamonds, that's something the opponents are entitled to know.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone alert it, so I was just asking.
Yeah, and you probably have heard, or maybe you haven't heard anyone alert it.
I was playing with newer people, and they just didn't know it was alertable.
Yeah, or they didn't know that they made a forcing bid, or
Okay.
they didn't know. Yeah,
They were going on what you said, keep the bidding open, and
Yeah,
thinking about it was
Right,
a
or they could
convention.
have-
Didn't know it was a convention.
Right. All right. Does this concept make some sense? I know I want to be in game. I don't know where yet. Okay. Question. Yes, ma'am.
If you alert that bid and make that bid, and one of the other teams asks you what's meant by that, how much are you obliged to tell them?
Pretty much what you know. 2 diamonds doesn't say anything about diamonds. It's a forcing bid. We're now in a game forcing auction. Or if you play it forcing 1 round, you say I'm forced to bid again. My partner's forced to bid again. Or I'm forced to bid again since I'm alerting your bid. Yes, ma'am.
So when are you gonna get around to saying I've got 5 of your clubs with the king high?
It depends on what my partner says.
Well, he's already told you everything he hasn't.
Well, he hasn't. My partner could have a hand with 5 hearts, 4 clubs, 3 spades, and a diamond. Okay, my partner could have 3-card spade support for me. If my partner has 3-card spade support for me, I'd kind of like to play this hand in spades.
But you haven't told him you have that many spades either.
I haven't. All I did is say, partner, I've got some game forcing hand over here. Start describing your hand to me. Okay, and his description will be, the first thing he's looking for, should be, is 3 cards in my major suit.
But don't you want to rebid your spades to let him know you have 5 of them?
The problem with doing that is that if I rebid them at the 2 level or the 3 level, neither of those is forcing. My partner can pass. Okay, so I need to take some action to tell my partner, I've got a good hand over here. I don't want to stop bidding before we get to game. Further describe your hand. Yes, ma'am.
To do that, would it take a 13-point hand?
Absolutely.
Does that respond, or it's gotta have 13 points to do that, even think about it.
Right, because I mean I know people who open rule of 11 things with 5-5 and hearts and clubs and 11 count, or even a 10 count. So yeah, you really need to have a game forcing hand to start making game forcing bids. Yes, ma'am.
Could you do this with a different suit? Does it have to be diamonds?
It's whatever the 4 suit is. So if it had gone, good question, heart, spade, 2 diamonds, 3 clubs will be 4 suit forcing. Similarly, diamond, more likely diamond, heart, spade, 2 clubs is probably the most common. Or minor, heart, spade, 2 of the other minors, probably the most common 4 suit forcing auction. Yes, ma'am.
I think what confuses me is that sometimes when my partner overcalls with 9 points, and she doesn't have that 13 points and I do, then you don't know that you have game
Right.
force and so when did you?
In this auction, this one here, the opponents have been silent, and my partner has opened the bidding in a suit. My partner's opened the bidding, and I have an opening hand.
That's the only time you know that.
That's really the only time you know, when my partner's opened in a suit, and I have an opening hand. Okay, and we've identified that, hey, we might not have a stopper in the fourth suit. Okay, which would be, well, what's the word I'm looking for? Playing in no trump without a stopper.
Bad.
Bad, especially if you waved a big red flag saying, hey, we've got these 3 suits. What suit are they leading? The other one. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Now, I'm sorry to go back for a second, but my partner said 1 spade, and then I said 2 clubs, and I thought, and you just make it clear to me, that I must bid again. I should not leave him in his second suit.
Actually, if my partner does, I can leave my partner in his second suit if I just have a 6 count. Okay, 6 or 7, and the second suit's the best spot for us to play in. I could take him back to his first suit if that made any sense, if I had equal numbers in his first suit and his second suit. Yes, ma'am.
But then, when you bid the 2 diamonds, you're saying that game force.
If that's the agreement that you and your partner have, now, I would encourage you to do some reading on this, okay? It would not be a waste of time for y'all to look, and if you go to richmondbridge.net, in lesson handouts down at the bottom, there's going to be 2 or 3 on 4-suit forcing, okay? Yes, ma'am.
Is this different than a help asking bid?
Yes. Okay? Now, I'm going to leave you with one more hand. By the way, when I decided to teach on this topic today, I knew with 100% certainty that it was not going to be universally, oh my gosh, I got this, this makes sense. Okay? There is a bid that is a forcing bid, and it's called the 4th suit. Now, here's your hand.
Bridge mates are ready.
Okay? Partner opened a heart. Next person you set a spade. Your partner's bid 2 clubs. What's your bid? Pass is an option. 2 hearts is an option. Because 5 2-5s tend to play better than 4 3-5s. What is not an option? Ever. 2 diamonds is not an option with this hand, even though you have it. You have a minimum hand. You need to tell your partner that you have a minimum hand. Bidding the 4th suit is never, I have a minimum hand. So with a minimum hand, you need to make some minimum rebid. Pass is an option. All right, I see that y'all have cards in front of you and bridge mates in front of you. It's time to play bridge.
When you're doing forcing and you say 2 diamonds, the partner's the one that has to be away.